Have you ever woken up and realized that something changed inside you? You're not exactly sad, but you're also not alive on the inside. You laugh, but you know the laughter doesn't come from the heart. You smile, but it feels like you're playing a role. And let me be very clear with you right now. This is not normal. This is not just tiredness. This is not a phase of life. This emptiness has spiritual language. In the Bible, emptiness never appears as coincidence. It appears as a sign, as an alert, as a silent warning that something within the spirit has begun to shift. Joy doesn't die all at once. It doesn't scream. It doesn't make a scene. It leaks, slowly, silently, without noise. You keep functioning, you keep going to church, you keep praying ready-made phrases, you keep living. But something no longer touches you the way it used to. Songs that once broke you today have become background noise. Words that once burned now pass through the mind but don't sink into the heart. And the most dangerous part of all, insensitivity doesn't shout. It whispers. That's why so many people are spiritually anesthetized and think everything is fine. But it's not. Even David, the man after God's own heart, reached this place. He didn't ask for more blessings. He didn't ask for more victories. He didn't ask for a new miracle. He made a request that reveals spiritual maturity. Restore to me the joy of your salvation. Psalm 51-12. Notice this. David didn't ask for possessions. He didn't ask for deliverance. He didn't ask for victory over enemies. He asked for joy because he knew something many people ignore. When joy leaves, the heart has already begun to drift away. Not from religion, not from routine, but from presence. And here comes a hard but liberating truth. You can have the career you always dreamed of and still feel empty. You can achieve the house you prayed for years and still feel a tightness in your chest when you get home. You can build the family you longed for and still lie down with anxiety, with a silence you can't explain. This happens because external achievement never replaces spiritual connection. The Bible says, "The joy of the Lord is your strength," Nehemiah 8:10. That is, when joy decreases, spiritual strength goes with it. And when strength is gone, everything feels heavier than it should. That's why you feel tired even after resting. That's why small things irritate you. That's why nothing excites you like before. It's not that your life is broken. It's that you're trying to live without the source. David understood something many still ignore today. Joy is the first thing to leave when the heart begins to drift away from God. It's not faith that leaves first. It's not routine. It's not Christian language. It's joy. You can keep believing, but without joy. You can keep serving, but empty. And that explains why your life may look stable on the outside, but your spirit is tired on the inside. Now let me confront you with love, but without softening it. Joy didn't disappear because your life is empty. It disappeared because your spirit is too full of what doesn't produce life. Jesus was direct when he said, "The eye is the lamp of the body." Matthew 6:22-23. What have you been absorbing? What have you been allowing in? What occupies your thoughts when you're alone? Constant distraction suffocates joy. Excess noise kills spiritual sensitivity. You scroll, consume, react, but don't rest in God. And when the spirit doesn't rest, joy doesn't survive. The Bible says, "The joy of the Lord is your strength," Nehemiah 8:10. Now notice this. When joy disappears, strength goes with it. When strength is gone, even the simple becomes heavy. And you start thinking the problem is life, when in reality it's spiritual disconnection. You are not weak because everything went wrong. You are tired because you're trying to live without the source. But here comes something many people don't like to hear. Sometimes joy doesn't disappear because life broke. It disappears because God is trying to get your attention. God doesn't start by shouting. He starts by whispering. And one of God's strongest whispers is the absence of joy. I have this against you. You have abandoned your first love. Revelation 2-4. It's not faith. It's not belief. It's love. When love cools, joy collapses. And listen carefully. The emptiness you feel is not punishment. It is an invitation. It is God saying, come back. You went farther than you realized. Now comes the good news, and it is powerful. God never allows joy to disappear without offering a way back. Joy is not something you chase. Joy is something God restores. And the Bible is extremely clear about how this happens. First, God restores joy when you stop hiding. Joy doesn't survive in a closed heart. Secrets weigh you down. Silence suffocates. David described this with surgical precision. When I kept silent, my bones wasted away. Psalm 32-3-4. It wasn't the sin that hurt him the most. It was the silence. When you pretend you're fine, when you smile while carrying invisible battles, your spirit begins to wither. But the moment David opened up, I confessed and you forgave. Psalm 32-5. Joy returned because now there was space. Honesty doesn't weaken you. Honesty frees you. Sometimes the most spiritual prayer you can make is, God, I am not okay. And he doesn't move away from that. He draws near. Second, God restores joy when you return to his presence. Your spirit was created to live in the presence, just as lungs were created for oxygen. In your presence, there is fullness of joy. Psalm 16:11. Not partial joy, not momentary joy. Fullness, you can survive far from the presence, but you cannot flourish. Joy is not a feeling. It is the fruit of connection, and the presence is closer than you think. Sometimes it starts with a simple, God, I miss you. And finally, God restores joy when he realigns your purpose. The oil of joy instead of mourning. Isaiah 61-3. He doesn't just heal. He relocates. He repositions. Joy is not something you chase. Joy is someone you know. Jesus didn't come to give you happiness. He came to give you meaning back. Now, the final question, and be honest, what did you stop surrendering to God? Where did your heart begin to divide? Joy doesn't disappear without a reason, and it doesn't return without a response. If you are ready to allow God to rebuild your heart, write in the comments, God, restore my joy. Because when the heart returns, joy always finds its way back.